work. The time is 8 something past 8 of the night. I just got back from work and I have a short class. It's basically a feedback. It's for 10 minutes, so I might go to class or I'll just do it online, depending on my mood in the next hour. So right now, I'm going to take my date and come to bed. So yeah, I just got back. I still have a shift today. I have another shift tomorrow and next. So this is me. No, I just got home from my shift. Today's Saturday, so I just got home from my Friday night shift and I'm freaking tired. I'm just going to bake and sleep. Then when I wake up, I'll cook. I have a Zoom meeting to do, but then I'll figure that out.
So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience as a healthcare assistant and just give you little tips about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and yeah, my experiences so far. So I've been working with an agency. Like you all know, I've been working with an agency and I've been to different homes, and with those homes comes different experiences, good, bad, and others. Well, so far it's been good. I would say that although I've had some serious experience and some I've been in serious situations, but it hasn't changed my view on healthcare or being or working in healthcare. It hasn't. First of all, I've had lots of funny experiences, from getting proposed to at work from some of the residents, just being funny, getting, hey, I'll marry you, hey, stuff like that. And well, it's been a lot, and I know that I'm still going to experience a lot more. So I'm just going to, first of all, I think I'm just going to give you general tips. No. I'm going to tell you what my job entails. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, what you do on a day shift, what you do on a night shift, because I'm a night shift worker. I love working night shifts. I don't really like doing day shifts. So I'm going to tell you what I do during the day and what I do during the night, and then I'm just going to give you little tips on, should I say, surviving, and how to helping you work better as a carer. So during the day, the first thing you do when you come to work is to get the residents out of bed. Now this depends on where you're working. Some homes, most of the residents, they stay in bed. They are bedridden, so they can't really come out except the request to come out, except they say I want to come out, or they have visitors or something. Yeah, but then some homes, most of the residents are in bed. So what you do is you provide personal care. Personal care means you're cleaning them up, changing their clothes, brushing their hair, washing their hair sometimes, changing their pads, and depending on the schedule you might have to shower them, but mostly you do strip washes on the bed. And you change the sheets every morning. You have to change the sheets. You change the sheets, you change your clothes. You have to check their nails, for those that have nails, because they might have particles in their nails and sometimes they bite their nails, so you have to check their nails and clean it up. Change their socks, personal care, change everything and clean them up, make sure they're good to go for the day, give them fresh clothes. That's the first thing you do. So depending on the home you're working at and depending on how many residents you have in the home, that's what you're doing. So you might have up to 40, you might have up to 30, 20, 10. I think 10 is the least I've been to. Yeah, 10. So that's what you do first of all. Then after that, you serve breakfast. So by then the chef has already come in, done breakfast. So what you do is you go downstairs or go to the kitchen, grab the trolley. The trolley would have breakfast, plates, spoons, everything you need. You grab that. Then by then, like I said, depending on the home, now most of them are in bed. So if that's the case, you're taking the breakfast to their rooms. But then in some homes, you have them, all of them, in the lounge. So that's like the parlor. So you take the trolley to the parlor and then you serve them breakfast. Now some of them might have diabetes and different health conditions, so you have to follow a certain list. That list will tell you if it's tea or coffee, it will tell you if it's sugar or sweetener, it will tell you if it's milk or no milk, depending on their needs. So you follow that list, you give them breakfast. Then some homes, I keep saying some homes because I've been to many, and each one differs. Now in some homes, they serve breakfast, they serve morning tea, they serve lunch, they serve afternoon tea, they serve dinner, they serve supper. So there is, should I call it dinner and supper? I don't know how to put it, but then they serve dinner, and then they serve another meal after that, after dinner. And that meal is mostly tea or coffee and yogurt and sandwiches. I call it tea, so nice tea. Yeah, so they serve morning, afternoon, night tea. That's depending on the homes. While some homes, they incorporate the afternoon tea into the lunch. So whilst you're serving lunch, you're also asking them tea or coffee, depending on what they want. So after breakfast, there isn't much activities, because after breakfast, the staff, they take their morning breaks. So after that, you are mostly staying with them. You're mostly staying with them in the lounge, or you're just hanging around, depending on the homes, waiting for if someone wants to use the toilet, or if someone wants to do something. Like I said, depends on the activities of the day, because most homes, they have activities, they have a rota. So sometimes they have animal therapy, meaning animals comes to the homes and then they play with them and stuff. Some homes have baking, so the residents, they bake. So it just depends on what is going on that day. Then after, depending on, like I said, depending on the home, you might have those activities before or after lunch. So after that, you start preparing for lunch. I think lunch is the biggest activity, sort of, and most of the times you have to assist some of the residents in eating, so that also takes up time. Then I think most times you're mostly sitting during the day and then just watching them after breakfast, watching them, keeping an eye on them, because they can wander, and some of them are not allowed to stand without a frame or without help because they can fall. Yeah, so you just have to keep out, just watch out for them. Then after lunch, you might have activities or whatever, or their kids or grandkids might come visit them. Then after that, dinner. Now after dinner, you start getting people ready for bed. So depending on the day, like I told you, it's varied, because something unexpected can also happen within that day, and there are just activities to keep everybody busy. So after dinner, you start getting people ready for bed. That also takes up a lot of time, because you're now changing them back from their day wear or day clothes to night wear, and some of them might be reluctant, so they don't want to get changed, and it's understandable. So you have to take your time with them, change them from their day clothes to their night clothes. Yeah, so most times the night staff are the ones that put them to bed. So if they're in the lounge when we come for night shift, you have to wait, and I'll talk about night shift in a bit. So that's it for day staff. So they just do breakfast. I think the day staff, they do most of the activities for the day because it's during the day. So most of them, depending on how fast they were able to go during the day, some of them are not able to get all the residents ready for bed, and that's okay. So for night shift, when we come in, the first thing we do is to provide tea. So I don't know, should I call it supper? I don't know, but then the tea is tea or coffee. Then there's also yogurt, there are biscuits, there are sandwiches, there are puddings. So you ask them what they want and then they eat. And most times they give, I think they have like they eat like 6 times. But then most of the residents, they don't eat properly, they don't eat enough. That's why they keep trying to like give them food and, you know, encourage them to eat. So night staff, when we come in, we give them that supper. Then what else? Yeah, then after that you're just waiting, and then just kind of asking them, are you ready to go to bed? But then for those of them that are already in bed, that's those that don't come out to the lounge, you just go in and then you change them to their night clothes. So after you are done getting them to bed, this can take up to, if you come in, if your shift starts by 7 o'clock, like 7 p.m, between giving them supper, them eating, and then taking everybody to bed, you can finish these activities by 12 o'clock, 12 a.m, 11 p.m, just depending on how fast everything goes and how many residents you have and how many staff you have, because sometimes you might be short staffed. So yeah, after that, for night shift, after taking everybody to bed, now most of the homes I've been to, I think with the exception of one, most of the homes I've been to for night shift, you have to clean the lounge. And that's understandable because most times in the morning they bring them to the lounge first, you get, so that the cleaners can clean the room. So if everybody is in the lounge, the cleaners are not able to, you know, clean the lounge. So we, the night staff, we just vacuum the floor, clean the chairs, and, you know, clean the tables. That's it. It's not hard work. Then also depending on the homes, you might be asked to clean, you might be asked to do the rest of the dishes. It might just be maybe a tray of dishes or something, because the chef or the kitchen staff, they usually do the dishes, so that's not a problem. So just, you know, little tasks during the night to like keep you busy. But then most of the night you are sitting down and you're waiting for the bell to go. Yeah, because most of them, they have like sensor mats. Yeah, sensor mat in place so that if they get out of bed, the alarm just goes off and then you're checking in on them. So during the night shift, you have depending on the home, you have either 2 rounds, that's 2 checks, or 3 checks, or 4 checks, or 5 checks, depending on the home. So the checks means that you do a sleep and well-being check, and then you do a pad check. So with the pad check, you're checking if they have peed or they've soiled their pads, so you have to change it. Sometimes you have to change the bed sheet too. And with the sleep and well-being check, I think that's done every 2 hours or so, depending on the home. With that check, you are checking if they're still alive. I think that's the main thing. You're checking if they're still alive. You're checking if they're okay, if their bed, their mattress is okay, you know, if the sensor is in place, the mat, you know, you're just checking everything if they're okay, and that's it. So during the night, you usually have those like little activities to keep you going, and then you can take a break. And yeah, in the morning, let's say around 6 a.m, depending on when your shifts end, because sometimes your shift might end 7 a.m, sometimes it might end 8 a.m, so either 7 or 8 depending. So you are getting some of the residents out of bed, that's if they are awake, because sometimes some of them might be awake, and you know, just get them cleaned and change their clothes. That's it. So that's it for what we do as day staffs and night staff. And if you're on an afternoon shift, you're coming in mostly around lunchtime, so you're helping with lunch and, you know, that sort of thing. So for my experiences, sometimes I think so far it's been, I'll give it just 8/10. Yeah, because I've worked with really horrible staffs. I think what makes the shift good or bad is the staff that you work with, because I've worked in a place that was really busy, like very busy, but then the staff I worked with, they were wonderful, and I really enjoyed the shift. That's what makes the difference, not the residents, the staffs. So you just pray that you pray that you have, you know, good staff you're working with. So I was recording a video before, but the position of the camera was not good and my alarm also went off. So what was I even saying before? Yeah, so like I was saying earlier on, that I hope this video gives you an insight to what being a healthcare assistant means and entails. Yeah, and I know that I've not been able to provide a lot of my experiences because there are certain social media rules and guidelines against things like this. But I know that, I'm just going to put this out here, I know that most of the time what people are scared of when you talk about being a healthcare assistant, what people are scared of is the personal care, which normally involves cleaning up somebody after they've gone to the toilet, stuff like that. I know that's what somebody is scared of. Oh, sorry, that's what people are scared of. And the first time I did it, it was not easy on me because it felt weird. That's the first thing. Yeah, I felt weird, and I'm not going to lie, it didn't feel scary. No, it didn't. It felt weird for me because I hadn't done something like that before. So it took some time. It took some time for me to adjust. And what helped me to adjust was, anytime we go in for personal care, I would always try to ask to do certain things myself, so that I can get used to it. So you don't have to be scared. That's the thing. If you're really interested in care, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared, and you get the hang of it. Yeah, you get the hang of it. Most of the residents, most of the service users they are capable. You just have to encourage them, and you just have to reassure them, and you just have to let them know that you are there and you are able to support them. And like I told you, just have to be there for them, basically. Now, I said earlier, I can't share some of the experiences I've had because of certain guidelines and regulations. Regarding pay, money, the minimum wage is, I think, £8.61. Yeah, £8.61 or £8.91. I don't know. I think I've talked about working with an agency and working with a care home, but I'm still going to talk about it again today. I'm trying to wrap it up because I have to make my lunch now. So, working with a care home means you are a staff. You are employed by the care home, and most care homes would pay you the minimum wage, or if the minimum wage is £8.61, it's either £8.61 or £8.91, one of these two. So if the minimum wage is £8.61, most care homes will pay you maybe that £8.61 or £9. I don't even think they pay up to £10. I'm just being honest from what I've seen. Yeah. And from what I've experienced, talking from my own experience. So if you're looking for the money, most care homes would not pay you that much. But then there are certain benefits, certain little benefits or perks that come with being a staff, like this parking, paid holiday, all this, I'll call it minimal benefits. But then working with an agency, and again, yeah, working with a care home, like being a staff of a care home, means that your hours are guaranteed, so you are always going to have work. But then working with an agency is like taking a risk. So you might have like a lot of shifts this week, and next week you might have 0 or 1 shift. That's the thing with agencies, because they have with the agency, let me say, the agency might have 50 staffs, and then there might be 20 shifts. So they have to like allocate those shifts and try to make it reach everybody. So with agencies, your hours are not guaranteed. But the thing I like about working with an agency is that I get to go to different homes and I get to have like sort of different experiences. And if you don't like a particular home, if you didn't have good experience in that home, you can always stop going there. But then when you've been employed by that home, you can't stop going there except you resign. That's the thing. But then with agencies, you get to pick different places. You meet different people. That's the amazing thing. You meet different people. You meet wicked people. You meet evil people. You meet good people. That's the thing. So you get to meet different people. You get to work with different people. And yeah, that's the thing. And agencies will pay a little higher than care homes. So if care home is paying £9, agency will pay £9.50, £10, £11, £12, £13, up to £20, £22. I am not lying. You can get paid £20 per hour depending on the agency you're working with. Don't ask me for a link. Depending on the agency you're working with, you can get paid up to £22 per hour. Also depending on the location. So people that are working in London, you might get paid up to £17 per hour with an agency. But then someone working in Plymouth might get paid £12 per hour. You get, also depends on location. So that's the thing with agency. You get to earn more. You get to have different experience. You get to choose your hours. That's another thing. So now that school has ended, I can decide to work 5 times this week, and maybe next week I will decide to work once because I want to sleep. But with working with the care home, the care home it's a job, so they'll tell you when you're working. But then with agencies, you get to choose: do I want to work today? Do I not want to work tomorrow? But you have to know that with agencies, your hours are not guaranteed. So it's a risk you're taking. Yeah, so I prefer working with an agency. That's me. Some other people might prefer working with care homes. That's the choice. Yeah, and with agencies, you can leave at any time. You can stop picking shifts at any time. It's not a commitment. It's not a long time. But then with being a staff, I think there are certain guidelines or there are certain rules. So I don't know because I haven't been a staff of a care home. But then maybe you have to submit your letter a month before or 3 months before, depending on the contract you signed. So that's the thing. Yeah, so basically this is what being a healthcare assistant is. And another thing I want to tell you is, don't be afraid to quit. Don't be afraid to leave. So if let me just assume you're working with an agency. If you're working with an agency and you don't like your employers, you don't like your agency, you don't like your boss, or you feel you've been treated unfairly and you've been treated unfairly at a home and the agency is not doing anything to protect you, or if you're not feeling comfortable or you're feeling threatened, please leave. Quit your job. You would always find. The thing I'll tell people is, as for healthcare, you see, healthcare assistants, nurses, doctors, anything in medical field, you would always find a job, especially carers. There are lots of positions. Go to Indeed. Now, this December will make it 3 months. My care experience make it 3 months. I just updated my profile on Indeed because I didn't update it before. And before, when it wasn't updated, it was just showing my name and my school. Employers were not contacting me. But then I updated it last week, so it was showing that I now have 3 months experience in care. I have received over 15 emails from employers. Hi, you fit the role. Hi, you fit the role. Hi, come and apply. Hi, come and apply. Hi, come and apply. So on Indeed, always update your profile. It's just like an online CV. Always update your profile. Update where did you work, what did you work as, put how many months or weeks. You will see people that will contact you. That's the thing. So don't be scared of leaving. There are always jobs. You would always find something to do. Don't be scared. If it's not working for you, move on. So that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for watching my video. So I'm going to make lunch now. Like it, Abby? If you like it. So thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye. I'm just doing this video in the kitchen because I am trying to prepare my lunch. Yeah, something like that, lunch, dinner, because I'm going to work in about 2 hours. So I have to make my lunch. It's just spag. I already have my stew, so I just have to make my spag and then eat and, you know, prepare some things and then dress for work. So I was making a video yesterday and it got cut short because I had an engagement that evening. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about some sort of advice. Yeah, not like do's and don'ts, not it's something like that, but then it's some sort of advice for you as a carer or when you just start working, something like that. The first thing I'm going to say you should not do, the first thing I'm going to say is no go they do pass yourself. That's just the first thing. Don't do things that you are not asked to do. Don't do things that don't be an oversabi. That's it. Don't be an oversabi. So when you get to work, if you have not been there before, always wait for the staff to tell you, okay, do this, do that. But then if you have been there before, you know the routine. So you can do, maybe you can start doing what you did the last time. So if when you came in the last time, the first thing they asked you to do is to start making tea or start making supper, you can just go to the kitchen and start doing that so that you don't feel idle. But then if you haven't been there before, just wait. They'll tell you what to do. If the last time you came, you went around to do the sleep checks first, you can just start doing it. Check it. Don't go and do something that you've not been asked to do. I say you're going to get tired. You are going to get tired. And when you're doing care, you know, most of them require turning and in a way supporting them to stand up. That's like heavy lifting. You're not actually carrying them, but then you're supporting them and it can hurt your back. Be careful. That's another thing. So that's number 2 now. Be careful. If they require hoist, use the hoist. If they require stand aid, you know, using all these machines, it kind of takes time because you have to strap them in and, you know, be careful, lift them up, put them back, you know. But then use it to avoid hurting your back, because I usually have back pain. So just imagine me now overdoing. Most of the time when I have to use the hoist, I use the hoist. If there is a stand aid, I use the stand aid. I don't it's not, you're not displaying strength. It's not a competition. Don't do things that you've not been asked to do. Don't try to do wasabi. Don't try to do heavyweight champion. Check it. Try to take things easy for yourself. Try to be careful. That's the main thing, because in care, one mistake can cost you. So you have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. There are boundaries that you are not supposed to cross. Now when you're doing your training, they're going to tell you that, but then you as a human being, you should know that there are boundaries you're not supposed to cross. And yeah, there are boundaries you're not supposed to cross. So I believe that when you I'm not going to tell you this because I guess I'm not allowed to, you know, because it's private. But then when you are in that situation, you're supposed to know that don't do this, don't do that. And one thing you have to understand is that these people are human beings. That's the truth. And because when I started working, I worked with a lot of dementia patients. So at a point, I've been to care homes that some of them or most of them, they don't have dementia. So sometimes I treat them like they have dementia. So you have to know the line. You have to know that these people, this particular person, unless you've been told this person has dementia, don't treat them like that. So that was something I had to slowly understand. Now when I say don't treat them like that, the difference between a dementia patient and somebody that is just old is the dementia patient doesn't know what she's doing or he's doing most of the time. So it's like they're not in control. So you have to help them, like, how do I put it? It's just like watching a child. That's it. Just like watching a child. You have to be careful, because the child can get, okay, this is the scissors. The child can get the scissors and stab somebody. You understand? Like, you have to watch after them like they are children. So that's the line then. But then should I say a normal old person knows what he or she is doing, and most times they know what they're doing. That's the truth. They know what they're doing. They are able to hear you. They are able to understand you. I think there was one time I was one of the residents, she was saying something. I was with another staff, and then I said something in pidgin, and she replied. She understood what I said, and it was just funny, and I just laughed. We're all laughing. That's how most times I have to remind myself that they actually understand what I'm saying. They actually understand what I'm doing. So the first thing I'll tell you is, when you are, not the first thing I'll tell you, most times when you go in for care, ask for consent. Tell them what you are doing. Most times the other staff is the one leading, but then when I'm doing singles, I go in, hi, can I do this? Hi, can I do that? Hi, I would like to. Hi, I'm about to. Tell them what you are about to do, because it's scary that you are in your room and someone just comes in and yanks off your blanket. Do you understand? It's scary. That's why most of them, they fidget, they try to fight you, and you know, stuff like that. So you have to understand them. You have to put yourself in their shoes. You have to think about what they are thinking, because it's the middle of the night. Most times, I'm talking about night shift now. It's the middle of the night. You have to do your pad checks. You can't just come into somebody's room, put on the light, take off the covers, and try to start checking their pad. Most times, if they are asleep, the best thing to do is to leave them and come back, because they do wake up in the middle of the night. Like I said earlier on, I told you guys yesterday, it all depends on the home. It depends on where you're working. But then you have to know that these are people, and they have feelings, and they understand what you are saying. They understand what you are doing, and most of them are scared. You would see that some of them, they'll ask you, where am I? I want to go home. Where is mommy? Where is daddy? Where's my son? They ask for their family, because they are scared. They don't know where they are. So you have to keep reminding yourself. You have to keep reassuring yourself. Reassuring them, reminding yourself, reassuring them. And I know that it can really get frustrating. It can get frustrating. It can get tiring. When it can get sad. That's the truth. It can get sad, especially when you lose a patient on your shift. It can get messed up. But then you have to like draw this line between your personal life and work life. It can be difficult, but that's fine. You have to try to do it. And most times, if you've been angry from the house, don't bring that anger to work. If you got angry at work, don't take that anger to the house. Try to I would always tell people that this job, it's like acting. That's the truth. Because most of them have dementia. So, for example, someone will ask you, where is my husband? She can ask you that question 50 times in 10 minutes. 50 times, I'm not exaggerating, in 10 minutes. Now, that question has become repetitive. For you to keep hearing it, for you, it might not be anything. But then I get pretty angry easily. Like, I get angry easily. But then I feel like this job has sort of helped me to manage it. So you keep hearing that question 50 times in 10 minutes. I am not lying. And you keep telling the person, your husband is sleeping, or your husband is upstairs. You keep giving this person the same answer, and she keeps asking you all over again. You may get angry. That's the thing. That doesn't this person understand what I'm saying, or doesn't this person remember, or something like that. You just have to understand that these people, they are fragile, they are scared, but they are human beings. So have this line between work and personal life. Don't allow things that happen at work to affect your mood for the rest of the day or for the rest of the year. And yeah, that's basically it. There should be this line. So no go dey do pass yourself. Don't do things that you're not asked to do. Always ask for help. If you're not capable of doing something, don't be scared. Ask for help. Tell the staff, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this. Ask for help. Tell them, show me. And always be ready to learn. The thing is, within 2 shifts or 3 shifts or even 5 shifts, you would be able to know and understand the routine. By the time you've worked in about 4 homes, you'll be able to understand the general routine. So I've worked in over 10 homes now, and I know that for night shift, I have to do tea, I have to change them, and I have to do checks. Those are the 3 major things. Any other thing is the home that will decide that do this, you get, and it's not always constant.